Hi friends, it's Amy. Welcome to my bookish life. So I have spent so much time arguing with my Ketchupathon vlog 1 today. I'm done. So you're gonna be able to figure this out when this video comes out. But we're starting over. So this is the start of my Ketchupathon vlog, day 1. And we're just going to add day 2. So, let's get to it. Yesterday was Sunday. It was the start of Ketchupathon. It was so much fun. We did sprints on Krista's channel. We called it the previews. It was great. It was the end of a long weekend, so I spent most of my day traveling, but I did spend some of my day with family, so that was great. Over the long weekend, I did finish 2 books that I want to talk about because I really enjoyed them. So tomorrow I have book club, my Cupcakes and Chapters book club. So I finished Listen for the Lie. I listened to it at a pretty advanced speed just because it was a reread for me. I wanted to refresh my memory. So I listened to Listen for the Lie. I listened to it on the way up to the cabin and on the way home from the cabin and was able to finish it. And it was just still so good. Like, the audio quality of this book was great. I loved how they did the podcast element of it. The main character's best friend was murdered 5 years ago, and the main character can't remember if she did it. Oh my gosh, what's her name? Lucy. Lucy can't remember if she killed her best friend. And originally there wasn't enough evidence to convict her, and she fled the community. Like, she fled town. And in doing so, she ended up in LA. She was doing her thing. Everything was great. But then her grandma calls her and says, I need you to come home for my birthday. And so she ends up back in her hometown. And it's the first time in 5 years that she's been there. And she has to deal with the fact that these people still think that she murdered her best friend. And now this guy, Ben, is doing a true crime podcast about the murder, and it's trudging it all up. So now not only does everybody in her hometown know that she was a suspect, everybody in the world knows. So it's just a rough situation. Anyway, I really like it, and I love that podcast element. If you're looking for books that have that podcast element, this is a great one. It just really, it does it well. The other book that I finished this weekend was Until Next Summer by Allie Brady. And this book is about a camp counselor, Jessie, a camp director, Jessie. And she gets word from the owners of her camp, Camp Chickawa, that they are going to sell the camp at the end of the next summer. And so she's devastated because camp life is her whole life. And she decides that she is going to invite all of the alumni back to camp for one last summer. And they're just going to do weeks of adult camps. When she was a camper, Jessie's best friend at camp was a girl named Hillary. And Hillary had been planning to go back to camp with her as a counselor and ditched her. Ended up not going. She took an internship. Hillary decides to come back as the arts and crafts director for the summer as a way to try and find her happiness again, because it felt like a turning point for her where she started doing everything for everybody else instead of herself. And she also wants to reclaim that friendship that she had with Jessie that she lost. One thing I loved about this book is that it is so nostalgic. It's so full of everything that makes camp awesome. And I just, as someone who did work at a summer camp, I loved that experience of working there so much. And I couldn't I couldn't imagine my life without the camps that I went to and those experiences that I had. That love of camp just really is there. It's so there. One really fun thing is that Allie Brady is the author of The Beach Trap, and I really enjoyed that book as well. Main characters in The Beach Trap meet at a summer camp. It's kind of like a Parent Trap retelling. And the camp that they meet at is this camp, and they actually go back as alumni of the camp. They go back, and so they're in the book, and I think that's really fun. I love it when books have that full circle effect in them and bring other characters in. So it was just a delightful read. So anyway, besides reading, I did have a good chance to catch up with family this week. We played some games. I saw my cousins, which was great. And it was a really great weekend. But I was definitely ready to get home and get some reading done last night. I started my readathon with The Secret Book of Flora Lee by Patty Callahan Henry, and I was about 57 pages in at the end of yesterday. So I'm excited to keep going with this. I have The Giver of Stars as my audiobook, so I will be listening to that because I want popcorn at my movie. All that's to say, as a recap of day one, day two is starting a little late. I apparently had a lot of sleep to catch up on. I have a commitment that I need to get to at around 3:30 today, and then I am going to come home and I'm going to get some more reading done. But today I was watching some YouTube, and what is her name? So there is a booktuber that does commentary videos on book related things, and she's done a series of videos on different authors doing Kickstarter campaigns for books and then not delivering on them. And I will put her handle down in the description so you can go check it out yourself, because if you have not heard of all these controversies going on, it is crazy. And I really enjoy watching her videos. She'll do like book talk reaction videos where she just watches book talk videos and then reacts to them, which I think are really fun. And she just has a very like calm voice as she's talking, and she's fun to watch. And a shout out to her. Her name is Laura, and I can't for the life of me think of her complete channel name right now. I think it's Laura Loves Books, but I will definitely update you on what her name is, and I will definitely link her down below. That has been my morning. So now, and fighting with my vlog, my day one videos, which wasn't very much anyway, so it's fine. I will fill you in more when I get back. I'm going to wrap up my day. I started listening to Jojo Moyes' The Giver of Stars, and I'm really enjoying it so far. This follows Alice, who grew up in England, and she meets and falls in love with an American, and he takes her to Kentucky. She is trying to fit in, and she can't find ways to fit in. The news comes that they're going to create the Packhorse Librarians, and Alice wants to volunteer for that. So she works with this lady Marjorie, and Marjorie is kind of showing her the ropes and all kinds of things. I'm really enjoying it. I started listening to it while I was driving, but then I kept listening to it, and I was doing some puzzles on this like puzzle game. Just because I needed something with my hands. It is really good so far. I don't know how I feel about her husband. He seems like kind of an idiot. Her father-in-law seems like a bigger idiot. And just the people that she's with, though, sound really cool. The customers, the people that she sees, how she's like kind of giving them her trust so that they can trust her and all of those things. It's just a really cool, quirky, I'm really enjoying it. And then I've read a little bit more of the Secret Book of Flora Lee. Not too much. I've read about 100 pages today, which is less than I would like to say that I read, but it's okay. I'm hoping for a better day tomorrow. That is my day 2. I hope your Ketchupathon is going great. Let me know what you are working on. I am very excited to have started this popcorn book. I am really, really intrigued by this time in history. So it just really, I'm so glad that this is my popcorn and I am liking it. Also, I started a book on Kindle because I need to see my streak go up. It's crazy. For my roller reading prompt, I needed a historical fiction book that was less than 150 pages with a red cover and younger than me. And Fiona Davis has a short story on Amazon, and I've been reading just a little bit of that. It's a very short story, but just so I get some Kindle reading in, I've been reading some pages in that every day too. And it's about Carnegie Hall, which all of Fiona Davis's stories are centered around a building. Carnegie Hall is just a fascinating building to me in the terms of the careers that Carnegie Hall has jump-started and seen. It's fascinating. Reading that one, I'll put a picture right here. I cannot think of the name. It has Wild in it somewhere, but it's definitely a red cover, and it's a lot of fun. So let me know down in the comments how your Ketchupathon is going. I hope that it's going well. I hope that you're having a lot better time focusing than me. I am struggling a little bit, but I'm hoping that tomorrow turns around. If you want to leave a comment to let me know that you are here, please leave me some kind of movie emoji. I would love to acknowledge that you stopped by. Commenting, liking, and subscribing really help my channel grow, and I so appreciate you for that. I hope you're finding something wonderful to read, and until next time, happy reading. Bye.